Hey everyone, this is Khaled, and in today's video I wanted to show how we can back up the Xbox hard drive the discovered exploit is potentially on the way, releasing in the first half of July, this next month, or like the same day if I'm releasing the video. And this would be a good time to back up your Xbox hard drive so you can be in safer position in case something goes wrong with your console and you would need to do a console reset, like a system reset, as if you done that, the exploit will be gone. And to understand the difference between the PlayStation and Xbox exploits, we need to understand the nature of exploits different between PlayStation and Xbox. So in PlayStation itself, the exploit coming from a WebKit, so it's affecting the browser and it can be triggered whatever, even after even after if you done a console reset or like you flash the firmware to another firmware operating system or something like that, because the versions we know, as long as you are on the lowest version and something happened to your, for example, the hard drive is failed or something like that, you still can like potentially put on a new hard drive and flash the firmware version, the lowest, which is the exploit in, and you go to go. So there is no problems in terms of running this exploits. If something happens to the PlayStation, you can fix it. Even if you don't reset, it's still there. But on the other side, the discovered exploit on Xbox is different. So to begin with, it needs a specific firmware version or OS version. So we are aware that it was in the version announced back in June, which released in May. I believe Microsoft pushed another update, but the update didn't fix the exploit yet. But the nature of flashing or updating the operating system on Xbox is different, because there is no, actually you cannot get the the soft copy of this operating system. It needs to be always online, so we don't have this offline update. And even if you have this offline update, it's not will serve you well, because it's just like partitioning the hard drive, might be containing the operating system itself, but you need to sign into Microsoft once you done the reset. So in case of your hard disk failed, or like you need to replace the hard drive or something like that, that's it, that's you gone. Because one more thing that is required based by the exploit discovery, that the account which is on Xbox need to download the GameScript app, which have been removed already by Microsoft. So to download the app, you need to go to the store to download it, and now the app is gone. If your hard drive is failed, that's it. You will not be able to utilize the upcoming exploit. So it's a good time to go through how we can back up the hard drive in case of something happen. That way you can have a full backup of your hard drive itself, and you can keep it safe somewhere. Even if it's like big size or something like that. And in case of your like something happened for your Xbox or whatever, and you done a console reset, or like somebody done something and you have to do a console reset or something like that, you still can access the exploit. You can just like grab a hard drive and then you can flash it, or like you can copy it back, and everything will be fine. So to get started with this thing, we need to do to download some tool. I will leave the link in the description. It's from the GB8M website. We have something called Xbox Windows and Linux internal hard drive partition script. So this tool capable of some features, which is like creating standard Xbox. So it's used by it can be used for upgrading or downgrading the size of the Xbox hard drive. So if you have like a 2 terabyte and you need to move the files or something like that, it can partition the files and create the proper partitioning for the Xbox hard drive. It can backup and it can do restore. So in the backup and restore, it's mentioned here, it's doing only for the system update partition, but actually there is an option inside that it can be for all the partitions. So we can take a full backup of all the hard drive, and then we can restore it later in case if we need that. So the links will be in the description. You can go ahead and like download this thing. One thing to note that because this tool is like a bit old version, it has not been updated like since a long time. We have a comment here that you need to do some manual sorry, you need to do some manual changes in terms of like replacing some text entry inside the files. So just like go through this thing, the files in the Windows directory if you are using Windows, or the files in Linux directory. You need to open the files and then change these lines with the proper lines after Microsoft have been like pushed the size of the offline update, the one with the OSU1.zip. This might be needed for like, for example, like partitioning the hard drive and all that stuff. So it might require or something like that. So you need just to keep it in mind to change these lines inside the files. So once you got this tool, you need to run it by what we call it, PowerShell. So I have done like a small video. I was able to get my Xbox One X hard drive extracted from the console itself, and the process is simple. You need to go through any video that's showing how you can change or replace the hard drive inside the Xbox itself. This is only for Xbox One X and Xbox One, because we know the nature of the Series X and Series S. It's not possible to take the hard drives. I'm not aware of that, so I am on Xbox One X. So I took apart my Xbox console, I took the hard drive, and then I connected. You need to connect it normally with a SATA and power cable to your hard drive, or you can connect it by a USB to SATA converter. You can have a SATA to USB converter, like the small ones coming with the portable hard drives. You can extract one of them with these. I believe it can be possible. And once you connect it to the Windows application, Windows operating system, or you need to start up your Windows and then run the app. So one thing to keep in mind, that when you start the application itself, it might go through like you need to put some permission. And to fix this permission, you need to run the command that it mentioned inside. Let me open this file for you here, and then you can go through the process itself. So I believe I done a video. So here we are. We have this. This is the file. After you extract the file, the zip file, you will end up with these files. You need to run the PS1, the Create Xbox Drive PS1. So you have two options. You can run it by PowerShell, or you can run it as a console application for Windows Terminal. Also, you have it as a GUI, and you have it like a normal command line. So I run it as the PowerShell version with normal. I didn't use the GUI. I prefer it like that. So you need to open the PowerShell. So you need to open it as an administrator, as you can see. Once you open it as an administrator, you need to navigate to the place where the application is running. But before running this application itself, you need to make sure that something inside the file. So you need to right click on the file itself and try to open it with you can open it with Windows or like any text pad. I'm using here VS Code, and you need to scroll down, and you need to make sure that the partitions, once you connect, you will find the partitions here. This is the partitions of the Xbox hard drive itself, because it have like these partitions that have like a team content, user content, system support, and system update, and system update 2. So you need to make sure that these letters is matching the letters that you have here assigning. So as you can see here, I have a problem. When I connected, it's taking the user content and taking the partition F, but here in that script, it's getting the V partition. So if I run it like as is like that, it will give me an error. It will say that like it cannot find the user content folder. So you need to check what is the drive's letters that assigned. You need to fix it same as the ones or like because you cannot like right click here and change the partition letter. Even if you try it from the Windows tool itself, the disk management tool, it will not allow you to change. Somehow it didn't allow me to change the F partition to whatever the partition here is V. So I had to change the V to F to run it. So let me continue that. So I came here, as you can see here, I changed it. The letter, which is, this is the U, this is the letter user content. So I had to match all these, like should be same exactly. And for the user content, as you can see, it's in letter F here. So yeah, so I had to change that thing. So if you are run it now, see, as you can see here, I changed it to the letter F. And also there is like some temp folder, to be safer, that I changed this temporary. Maybe it can be used for temporary making some temporary temporary letters. I didn't want to have any problems in terms of any partition assigned. These should be like a free empty partitions or like empty letters that have been not assigned. So you need to make sure also this letters not existing here at all. So I put it like an NOPQR, so to be in safer side. I save the script and then I run the application itself. So now I navigated back, I'm running the application itself, I'm running the PS1 version, and this is what happened when you run it. So it's mentioning that like all is free, and then it found these partitions for the matching. So I need to check if you can see here all the partitions matching the ones that we have it on the right, and it's mentioned here like this warning that it need to be, make sure that it will be like that. Once you press any key to continue, it will give you these options. So the options that we need is the D drive. And one thing to note, that you need to make sure that this partition containing these files, the partition containing the files that you downloaded and extracted, having the enough space that it can make the backup itself, because the backup, it will be saved on the same folder as the one that you're running the PowerShell script from. So it will create some folders here, each with each partition, and each folder will contain the files that it have from this hard drive. So make sure that when you run this tool, you need to make sure that you have enough space inside this partition that it can do the backup process. So let's continue. So we choose here the options that it's mentioned here. So we're choosing the backup option, which is option D. So I pressed the D, and now it's asking me which partition that we should choose for the Xbox partition. So you need to choose to check which one. So in my case was the first partition, which is disk 0. So you need to enter the disk number. The other ones is the ones inside my PC itself. So I added 0. It showed the partitions, and it shows me now what I need. Select the partition type, backup type. So in that case, it have three options. A, for the system update, which is the most important, which is containing the operating system, I believe, and all the updates that it can be. And option B is all partitions. And in our case, we need to use option B. So this, with this option, we will take all partitions and we'll make a proper copy for all the files in these partitions that can be saved, and it can be restored back if we need to do the restoring operation in case of something happened to the Xbox hard drive. So for my options, for the option I selected, I chose option B. So which will take all this out. So you can see here all the partitions that we have here. If you can expand this, so you can, let's go up, and you can see here this is the 10 partition, the folders, and all the letters is matching. So you can see here all the letters are matching. This is the letters system partition letters that it will be taking the backup. Depending on how much data you have in the in Xbox itself, it will not take the exact space. It depends on how much data. So if you have a lot of games, it will take a longer time. So if it's like if you have like smaller games, or like for example like few games, it will not take long time. It will not take the 700 gigabyte in my case, but it will take some time based depending on how many games or how many spaces space is used on the partitions, especially on the user content partition. So depending on how many games, which might be also a good thing in terms of like if you have like digital games that might be lost with this updates, it like something happens to the hard drive, you will not be able to download these games again. It might be a good option to download all your games and keep it now in your Xbox. So in terms in case of something happened with the hard drive and you had to like update, like change it or like restore it, you will get these games back. So it will be like a win-win situation in terms of that. So as you can see here now, it started to take a backup, and the way it's working is by using a tool called RoboCopy, and it's copying file by file. It started to, as you can see here, it started to get the temp content. As we can see here, this is the temp content, so it's now copying all the temp content. It will take some time, so you need to leave it as long as it can be. In my case, it took like 2-3 hours until it finalized or like finished the copies. I believe it's more, I mean like 4 hours, because I downloaded most of my games digital in case of something happened, that I can have still the games on hard drive in case if I need to replace it. So as you can see here, this is a long story. I mean, this is a long process. It will take some time to finish all these partitions. So as you can see here, it's like copying these partitions. You can see depending on the size. So it's here, this is the user content, and based on how many content you have it in the user partition, it will take the time that's required. So as you can see, it's mentioned here, it's like 40 gigabytes, 85, and you can see here the names of the applications that have been saved. So one of the applications is Advanced File Explorer, that also have been required by the author of the exploit itself. So this is the files. I mean, it's downloading like some GUID files and saving it in some format, but at the same time it's creating the folder. So each partition will have a folder. So we have here the temp content. It's finished. Once it's finished, it's creating the folder with all the files and go through one by one until it will finish everything. So basically this is the process of having this how we can do the backup process itself. And once we finish with this backup process, so let me get back to that process. And as you can see here, it's almost, give me 1 second. So I'm moving back here and I'm adding back this thing. So as you can see here, it's going through the finalization. After it's done, it went to the system update. It's backupping everything. And once it's finished, it will show all the partitions and it will show the script completed. And you can see here the script execution complete, and the time, how many run it took. You can see here it's like take like 6,785 seconds. And after that, it will tell you press any key to continue. Once you press any key to continue, so you get back to the command prompt. So the process of restore is the same as this one. So what we need to do is, in case of something happened to our hard drive, we have two options. So we need to run the same tool again. And in our case, if we need to replace the hard drive with another hard drive, we need to choose option A. So when we choose option A, what we'll do here, it will ask us, this is, it will be replacing and upgrading without working original hard drive. So what will happen here, it will be replacing if we need to format and like partition a hard drive exactly as an Xbox hard drive, we need to choose option A. So if you change the hard drive, or like you have a hard drive failure, you need to run this tool again, you need to choose option A. And once you choose option A, it might get you three options to ask you how much space that this hard drive is, it can be, because it's handling, as it's mentioned by the tool, it can be a 0.5 terabyte, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabytes. So the maximum size can be 2 terabyte, depending on which hard drive that you are replacing. So you need to choose the proper space. And once you're done with the replace upgrade without working original hard drive, this one will create the partitioning, and it will partition based on the space that you choose. And once it's finished, we need to go back and rerun this tool again, but this time we will choose restore. So we use option E. So what it will do is that it will check also again for these partitions, and it will start to do the restoring process. So it will restore each data. All the data, as you can see here, it have been like made by a folder. So we have each drive as a folder here. So you need to take these folders. I prefer to take the whole tool, the backup itself, copy it on an external hard drive, keep it aside. You can archive it, you can keep it in a storage or something like that. In case something happen, you can come back here and you can just like do a replace with a fresh hard drive, and then you can do the restore, the full restore. With this way, you can restore the content back to the original hard drive. So in case of you done like a system reset, and as sometimes people like pressing this power button and like something wrong, and they pressing the power with the pair or power with the eject, and it come to the screen, and they can do a system reset or something like that, everything will be gone. The problem with this exploit that everything will be gone in case of a reset happen to this operating system, because the way the Microsoft system work Xbox works is that you need to connect to the internet to initialize the hard drive and download the latest update. So this way we will be keeping a safe backup copy. In case of something happened to the hard drive, we can replace it and we can restore it, and we will be good to go. So this is the best option that we have here. I know it will take some time for you to disassemble the Xbox itself and then take the hard drive, connect it, and go through this thing. But believe me, this is very essential part. You can do the testing. I didn't do the testing myself, but I believe that the tool should work. I mean, the restore itself should work. It's better than like having something happen. You wake up one day and you will find your Xbox hard drive like failed or something like that, or something happened inside the Xbox and you had to do a reset. Once you've done a reset, everything is gone, because you are bound by the account itself. You're bound by the application inside this account, and you're bound by the operating system version itself. So yeah, this is it. So I hope this explained how the process works in terms of how you can back up and restore the existing hard drive for the upcoming exploit. I hope this video was informative to you guys. If you like it, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because this is very important. If you didn't subscribe yet, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, and see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.